Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today is day 5 of Vlogmas and we're going to do the update for Alice in Wonderland. This was created by Makeup.misfit or Jessica. This project contains 23 prompts. I am trying to go through them quicker than 1 year that is set for this project because there are other projects I want to do and I don't know how many I can do at the same time anymore. But anyway, I have been working on 5 products and we are going to bring in some new today. So let's get started. The first prompt that I have been working on is the Walrus and the Carpenter. Eat the Oysters, a guilty pleasure product. I have been using this. This is a face mask. I think face masks are so expensive. They're like $5, $6, $7. Well, they can be even more. They can be less as well, but these are amongst the best, I think, from Glow ID or, you know, the K-Beauty stuff that they have. It's really good. It's about $5 to $8 maybe. And, you know, a one-time use item for that much, you know, it's a lot of money. So it's definitely a guilty pleasure of mine. I don't use them at all as often as I used to. But, you know, I have some, so I should use them up right before they go bad because we want the goodness that we have bought, you know, that we have paid for. This one, like I said, it's a good one. It's supposed to be nourishing. It gives instant glow. It adds elasticity and it moisturizes. I don't love things that give me a glow because I don't love glowing. It looks like I'm sweating or like I'm very, very oily. I don't like that kind of look. But it was moisturizing, it felt good afterwards, so, you know, it's definitely something that I could use again. Then we have the Mad Hatter, a product that you forgot that you had. And I looked through my stash and I found this. This is from Too Faced. It's the Glitter Pop Peel Off Eyeliner. I didn't even know they made these, even though I have one. But I bought it in a declutter pile like 2-3 years ago, something like that, and I haven't used it, and so I wanted to use it 5 times and I have. And what do I think about it? I don't know. It's so glittery. Maybe I should use it on its own without any eyeshadow, or like a matte eyeshadow look with this. Maybe I should have done that because it just was too much, because I usually have a lot of glitter and sparkle in my face and eyes, especially as it is, and so adding a glitter eyeliner, it can look too much, but it's not too hard to use, and I don't think the peel off effect works too well. Like, I can't peel it off. It's a little bit crusty. So it's a little bit of a failed product like that, but I can definitely use it as a normal eyeliner with glitter in it. Next up we have Tweedle Dee and Tweedle Dum. They're twins, so I got to choose a dupe. Now, I don't have many dupes in my collection that I know of. I'm not very well versed in the makeup industry. Like, if I like something that I see, I might buy it. But I usually don't know if it's a dupe or not. I know that I have some things that have been duped, like the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. I know that someone duped that one, but I don't have the dupe that I know of. I'm not sure, but I chose this one. This is from P. Louise. It's an eyeshadow base, and a YouTuber said that this was very much like the Gloss Gods one. I wouldn't say that this is the same. I like the Gloss Gods a lot better. This is a little bit more oily and it's harder to blend in to my eyelids, but I do like that it's white, that it has a white base, because that makes the eyeshadow pop and all that. But yeah, it's not as good as the Gloss Gods one, and I wouldn't really say now when I've tried it that it is a dupe, but that's why I chose it, because I've heard that they should be very similar. Now, the Queen of Hearts. A must-have product in your routine, and I just have to have a brow product. Even last month when I was sick most of the time, the few days that I actually wore makeup, I would go with a concealer and I would go with a brow product. And so that's what I really need. Without a brow product, I look really, really washed out. I feel like I have no face, like I'm a blob, but you know, it frames it nicely and you know, it looks like a face when I have a brow product in. So I really like brow products. And so I chose this from Rapide Cosmetics. It's a brow gel in the shade Ash or Muddy. And I have had this for a pretty long time. And as you can see, maybe I've gone down pretty far. Maybe I could finish this next year. But on the other hand, I will be heavily focusing on eyeshadow next year and not trying to hit pan and stuff. And so maybe I would use brown eyeshadow for my eyebrows, which I've done a lot of the time before. And so I know that it works. But the great thing about these is that you get the brow gel and the color in one. So it's very convenient. It looks good. It's easy. So I do like that. I wanted to use it 10 times and I have. And so that one too is rolling out. And I didn't actually mention the P. Louise one. I wanted to use it 10 times as well. And so I did. And that one is rolling out. So 3 for 3, not bad. Let's move on. No, 4. 4. I actually finished 4 things. So let's move on to the last prompt, which I've been working on, which is a quote. "You're entirely bonkers, but I'll tell you a secret. All the best people are." A product you like that most people don't. And this was, again, a very difficult decision, I would say, because I know that a lot of people like this. But I have also heard a lot of complaints about this release. And that was from Odin's Eye last year, the Snow Dream palette. Some people thought that quality wasn't there. And that's like the most complaints, I think. Like people just didn't care for the quality. I love the quality. I love the colors. I wanted to hit another pan in here. And so I did. And we do have a pan there. You can see it. So there's the shiny pan. So now I have 2 pans in here. I have one down here as well. I love this palette. I love the color story. I love that it's bright and fun. And I don't understand why people didn't like it. But I think I only have that one and maybe the I Need a Nude palette from Natasha Denona that I also know that some people didn't like. Some people thought it was, I think, redundant or, you know, not up to standard or something like that. So like I said, I'm not very well versed in in other people's opinions, I guess. I don't listen to a lot of people, so I can't say what most people like, what most people don't like. If most people don't like something, I would probably not buy it in the first place, if I've heard those rumors, you know, so it's just not something I think I would have a lot of in my collection, but who knows. But that was all of it. And so I have actually randomized the numbers of the prompts that are left off camera because it, you know, I knew it would take a lot of re-rolls because I have gone through 10 of the numbers already. So about half of the numbers would be repeats. So I would have to re-roll a lot. So I did it off camera. And the first prompt I got was number 5, the Eat Me cookie. And that stands for the largest palette in your collection or a value-sized product. And so I chose this one. I have one bigger, or maybe it's not bigger, it just has a lot more shades. But that is my Pan That Huge palette. So I already have that in its own project, you know. So I'm going to choose this from P. Louise. It has 50 shades in it. This is the Blend Away 2022 palette. And this is how it looks. So I was thinking about what I would like to do with this. And I think I would like to use one shade, a matte, and maybe get a little bit of a dip in it. And so I chose the shade Present right here, which is this kind of mauvey pinky tone. I think this will be pretty good now in winter. I think it would be a pretty easy shade to use, but, you know, still not a beige, boring shade, you know? So I want to use that one 10 times, and let's move on to the next prompt, which is It's Only a Dream, a limited edition product. I don't have a lot of limited edition things, I think, but Odin's Eye releases eyeshadow palettes every Christmas, and I didn't really want to go with the Snow Dream palette since I have had it in for, I think, 2 prompts already in this project. And I thought you can actually buy that right now, I think, if it's not sold out. But what you can't buy anymore is the release from the year before, the Merry Christmas palette and the Christmas Eve palette. So I thought I would bring in the Merry Christmas palette, and I want to do 2 different looks with this. I have been craving just a little bit to do some more intricate looks, just like last year. There's something about Christmas and playing around and having lots of lights and colors and all of that that just draws me in. I want to do different looks and play around more than maybe hitting pan and stuff right now. So I want to use this for 2 different looks. Maybe I'll do like a red to gold look and a green look, but I want to do 2 looks, no more, no less, because I just want to play around with it. And then I'm actually going to bring in the Christmas Eve palette for the next prompt as well. And that prompt is the Cheshire Cat, something you had to wait to come back in stock to purchase. Now, both the Christmas Eve palette and the Merry Christmas palette were sold 2 years ago. And I was thinking about it and I really, really wanted them, especially this one for the color story, but this one was so crazy beautiful. So I was like, oh, I really want to buy them. I decided to not buy them, and then they went out of stock and I thought about them the whole next year. I was like, oh, I really wish I would have bought them. And then they came back, and then I bought all of the 4 palettes in one bundle. And I was so happy. So I had to wait for this to come back in stock to be able to buy it. And just as with the Merry Christmas palette, I just want to use this for 2 different looks to play around with it and yeah, just enjoy the palette a bit before Christmas. Then we have the quote, "Wake up, Alice, wake up." And that stands for something you wish you didn't own or a regret purchase. Now, I don't regret buying this, but I would like it out of my collection. And that is a black eyeliner pencil. I don't use eyeliner pencils anymore. I used to use these when I was on stage a lot, or especially when I did fire shows a few years back, because I always used black eyeshadow, these, you know, for contrast, because in the darkness you don't see very much. So you have to have really, really good contrast with your shades. And so I bought it for a good reason, but I don't do fire shows anymore. And so I don't really need them. And I find them harder to work with than with a liquid eyeliner. So there's really no need for these in my collection anymore. And so I wish I didn't have them. I wish I could use them up. I want to use that one 3 times, which doesn't sound like a lot, but we'll see if I can actually do that until the next update. I might be able to, since I have put such a low goal, and I feel like, oh, I could do it, so I will, you know. If I would have had like a 10 use goal, I think I would maybe use it once. So we'll see. 3 times is my goal for that one though. And then we have another quote, and that is, "Off with their heads, a product with a cap or a lid." If you have been here before for like 2 years maybe, then you will have seen this product. I wanted to finish it and I only came to like here. So I'm really going to try to finish this next year, and I thought I could have a little bit of a head start if I use it now. So I want to use this 5 times, and this is from Figs and Rouge. It's the Hydro Matte Pore Correct Velvet Cream. So it's basically a primer, a pore filling primer. I didn't think it worked too well, and that's why I didn't really use it that often. Mostly I use a primer and then I use this to fill in my pores, but I often forgot about it. So that's why I want to bring it in to get into the routine to use it. And those were all of the prompts for this time. I hope you enjoyed this video, and that I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!